What is going on, baseball fans, Met fans in particular? It is a happy post-game stream. We finally got one. We only had to wait one whole game, but we got our first win. We had a lot of firsts today. Let's start with this. Dom, Pete, Stroman, man. We got our first pitcher to pick up a dub in Stroman. He pitched a gem. I mean, we were expecting a lot out of him out of the gates, and he did exactly that. Pete, to add the insurance at the end, because with this team, there's never enough insurance. And Dom Smith really got the offense going. Before I toss it to you, all I wanted to say was, this is what happens when you put your best offensive lineup out there. Entertainer, let's go. First win.
Listen, and first off, I want to say thank you to everybody that came over from the other stream, man. You guys are the best. You guys blew up the stream last night. Thank you, whoever popped in again. We're trying to grow this channel. We'll see if we have enough time to do a pregame tomorrow. If not, we're going to continue to do these as much as we possibly can. But as far as tonight's game, man, like you said, the most important thing, we got to win. You know, we talked about it last night. The reason that last night was such a crippling loss for the New York Mets, even though, and again, I didn't want to set in panic mode and anything like that, but you lost with DeGrom on the hill, and then you looked at it and you said, wow, tomorrow, you know, even though it's only game 2, it's a big game, because if we lose tonight, you're facing Aaron Nola game 3 with Peterson on the mound, and you're potentially looking at a sweep to start the year, and the Phillies starting 6-0. So this was and obviously now, hopefully we go out there, we win the rubber game tomorrow, we build off this, but this was a huge, huge win by the New York Mets. You take it any way that you could get it, but obviously we're going to go over some of the cons of the game and some of the things that we got to worry about as Met fans going forward. But like you said, they put Dom Smith in the lineup. Good things happen. The other guy that I want to point out, and you know I love him. Again, he's not flashy. He doesn't get a ton of hits. Brandon Nimmo walked 3 times. Drew a ton of walks, got on base, and he was
put Brandon Nimmo at leadoff. I started the hashtags yesterday. Whenever he changes the lineup, we just push the hashtag. Hashtag Brandon Nimmo should only lead off, and hashtag put Dom Smith in the lineup. It's as simple as that. It's not rocket science, Luis. Thank you. This is how it works. This is what we've seen it throughout spring, even through glimpses last year. This works. We are at the point with this team, we got to put our best players on the field if we're going to compete. Dude, the Braves, who we thought were going to win the division, are 0-5. They lost to the Nats at a crazy one today. There's a bunch to talk about. I do want to shout out EJ. What's good, my man? How's it going? Guys, what's up? Rich, all you guys, I appreciate this too. I didn't say it at first. I'm excited. I mean, Smarties to get my sugar up again because I knew I'd see you guys, and I need to be as excited as I am on the inside. It's been a long day, but you know something? There's nothing long enough to mask the first win of the season. There's no long day could compare. It was well worth it. And God, we got our money's worth today. I want to go through the cons first, all right? And before we go to the bullpen, a hole at third base became a little bit bigger because JD gets hit on the hand. I got the update. It's only a contusion. They said day to day. We don't know how long that's going to be. Foreseeable future, we're going to see Guillorme and probably VR. I'd imagine we're going to see VR a little bit. Guillorme's gotten work the last 2 days. But, I mean, JD, it's like we keep getting snake bitten. I mean, we really are fighting the injury bug. We couldn't survive. At another position, that would be a problem. I mean, first, maybe because we have Dom, but, we can't afford that. At short, we definitely can't afford it. And at second, probably not either. We have Guillorme now at third. He was our Swiss Army knife. We really don't have anyone else to play if anyone else gets hurt. And that's something to start to think about.
That's a good point. We did dodge a bullet, though, because when they hit him there, the first thing I thought was he broke his hand. Mm-hmm. And, thankfully, the x-rays came back negative. They were able to overcome that. But, yeah, that was something that I was definitely worried about when it happened. Because like you said, we're already thin there to begin with. And Guillorme's biggest, his biggest value is off the bench. Like you said, as a Swiss Army knife, a guy that could spell you at third, come in at second as a defensive replacement late in games. So, a little bit of bad news there, but it sounds like it's not going to be anything that's too long, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks at most. So hopefully J.D. Davis is back there sooner than later. We can use his bat. Our defense gets a little bit better. I think Guillorme is better on the hot corner, but obviously doesn't match the production with the bat from J.D. Davis.
So someone said Stevie Mac right here. You saw Polar Bear in Philly tonight. I'm glad you brought something like this up because did you see yet, Dana? And I'm sure you haven't. There is a video out there on the Twitter world that someone screamed from the stands, the over's at 9, and Pete hits the 2-run home run to cover the over. And It is absolutely spot on, like just top-notch content. That is the content I live for. Pete being a man of the people, covering the over for the first one of the year. He is the fastest person to reach 70 home runs in MLB history. I mean, that's a big achievement. Yeah, faster than Judge.
I'll tell you what, the home run was impressive. His most impressive hit was the double. The double, he was right on that ball. He drove it the other way. The home run, and I want to get to his defense, by the way, today. But the home run, he got jammed. He didn't even get it off the fat part of the bat. The exit velo was 95 miles an hour. He got jammed on that pitch, and he just muscled it out of the ballpark. But perhaps the biggest play of this game, because if he doesn't make that diving play, that could become a big inning. Pete Alonso, and he made a couple of other really nice defensive plays as well in this game, but Pete Alonso came up with probably the play of this game with that diving stop off the bat of Didi Gregorius, I think in the 4th or 5th inning.
Yeah, so I defended Pete this morning. You guys on the stream know I've been high on Pete. I said he would be my guy that's going to come back this year, really turn the corner, be like the Mets comeback player of the year, even though I still thought he didn't have that bad of a year last year. And he was honed in, he was locked in, and it's showing. His ABs, I was talking to someone who definitely watched none of Mets baseball over the last 6 months, was saying that Pete's a one-hit wonder, so on and so forth. I'm like, dude, all you got to do is see the contact he's making and how he's seeing the ball. Yesterday showed me enough. He had a single the other way, and that home run that almost was a home run last night for the game winner, fell short on at the warning track, was the other way. He's seeing the ball well enough. He's doing the right things at the plate. He has the right approach. And today you saw it with the double and even with the home run. And him in that home run is just him being a polar bear. That's what they said on the broadcast, and they're spot on. They're so spot on. But the way he's seen the ball, the way he's going the other way, he has a great approach at the plate, and he's becoming a complete hitter. He really is becoming a complete hitter. And his glove,
it's light years better than it was. Light years better than it was.
The respect's got to get back on Pete's name is what I'm getting at. People fell off it a little bit. I think it's time we get back on the Pete wagon because dude's locked in. He's been locked in since spring, and, good for him. Good for him. What do we got here? Pete had a 35-game stretch last year where he played poorly. Yeah, it's 60-game season. If you look at his last month of August, it was exactly that. I mean, his month of August was insane. 60 games doesn't even get you to the All-Star break this season. So what does that even tell you?
The best players in baseball have month slumps. It's not a long enough sample size. Pete's going to be fine. And the other thing I want to talk about, the one thing that I really noticed with this Mets team so far, and it's only 2 games, the defense overall is just so much better. I mean, McCann behind the plate is so sure-handed. And I know he let that one pitch get over his head, but that was more, I think it was Familia pitching, right? Or was that, might have been May. I can't remember.
You said Familia, and I just believed you.
Yeah, it might have been.
He was locating pitches.
It might have been May, but McCann made a couple of plays. There was the one play where I think the ball bounced, and he grabbed it with one hand, and he almost threw out the base runner at second.
Yep.
Was really good at balls in the dirt. You really see the improvement there with McCann. Lindor is smooth. I know he had the bad throw today, but he's so smooth at the shortstop spot. The defense overall is so much better this year, specifically at the catcher spot. That's really what I've recognized so far, and that's encouraging to see as well. And, of course, Stroman. We have to talk about Stroman. I mean, the late break on his pitches tonight was very impressive. Very good at locating. Even the Didi home run, I didn't think was that bad of a pitch.
And Didi got all of that. Didi got all of that. I mean, it's center.
No, he crushed it. But Stroman looked really good tonight with his location. He got into a couple jams, but he got out of it. He pitched the contact there early. I think it was in the 1st or 2nd inning. Got the double play. But Stroman pitched very well tonight. Now the bullpen we'll get to.
Well, so you're right on McCann, a few points. You're right on McCann. He makes, and I played catcher for a while in high school at that. I was a bullpen catcher, grinding it through, and that shit is not easy to block balls back there. He made a few of them. Again, with how our pitchers throw and how consistent their strike zone is, it's not easy. Like, his job back there is not easy. So he's guessing on a lot of these, and he's figuring it out, and he's helping this pitching staff mightily. Stroman, 13 ground ball outs today to 2. 13-2 was his ground balls to fly balls.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it says on the ESPN box score. So maybe they change it in the morning, but that I knew it was a lot. It says 13-2. That just goes to show you the type of pitcher he is. We knew he was a ground ball pitcher, but that's why you need that improved defense out there. That's why we had hinted at you need guys like Yorme out there when he's on the mound, because he is going to make a lot of ground ball, contact. And you saw it early in the game, Bomb, first inning, he had a double play. The next inning, the same hit, same spot. Jeff McNeil couldn't get to it. Then you have runners on first and second. He's going to pitch to contact. We need our best defensive lineup out there. I guess when Stroman's out there, I just can't get into our best defensive lineup. I'm so happy. I'm so happy we put the starting lineup, what it should have been at opening day, out there, and we scored 8 today. Like, thank God.
And Dom's home run was eye level.
Yeah. Oh, it was like, yeah, it was way over the strike zone.
It was eye level, and he still poked it. I think it was opposite field. I mean, listen, and Conforto had a really nice double as well in a big spot. But we only had 5 hits though. I don't want to get too carried away. The offense is still, a lot of walks. We drew a lot of walks, but the offense is still definitely not where we need it to be yet. I know we put up runs tonight, but we're not hitting on all cylinders yet. But definitely a step in the right direction, and the bullpen's still the biggest concern.
Yeah, the bullpen. You're saying, yeah, Castro stuff is nasty, just inconsistent. Yeah, and like a lot of the guys on the Mets are like that. We have like old, washed up versions of Castro right now. It's like we don't like. I need someone steady and consistent. May's been working his balls off. There's no way he's pitching for a few days. He's had to have thrown like 50 pitches in the last I don't even know, two games. I mean, I don't know how long they've been working him because we've been getting ready for the weekend too. But he has to have been active for a while. He looked exhausted out there. He went 1 inning. 1/3 of an inning the day before. He didn't even get more than 1 out. It wasn't his fault that Rojas pulled him yesterday. But at the same point, they had Aaron Loop warming up again today, and that needed to not happen. Okay, that was the point I was getting at. I was trying to gather my thought there. Aaron Loop was warming up with Harper at the hill. I think Castro was on the mound, though. It was in May. And they were considering it, and it was like, no, not again. And they didn't, and we got out of it. But Aaron Loop is now the guy, I think, in this bullpen that's just going to scare the shit out of me every time he warms up. Like, nothing good is going to happen with Aaron Loop. He was warming up. I'm like, please, no. Please, not again. It's like PTSD. Today?
No, it was deja vu. It was deja vu. I said the same thing on my stream. I'm like, here we go again, Loop warming up. The one thing I'll say about tonight, and don't get me wrong, the bullpen definitely was shaky. We had some wild pitches. It was a lot of bad luck. Like when Familia came in, Familia had the high chopper, the first batter, and then you had he actually made a really good pitch to who was the second batter? It was
I think Hoskins had the bloop into right field.
Yeah, it was actually it was a really good pitch.
Before I lose this thought, what about the defensive indifferences? I mean, that was just ridiculous too at the end. With Familia on the hill, all the runners were getting from first. They were just advancing to second and third because we had such a big lead. They just didn't even hold them on. That was just like, come on.
We had the shift. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care. The run means nothing. But yeah, I guess it's a little bit embarrassing. I didn't care.
Like, what do we do? I felt like we were watching Little League. No, I get it. Luckily, we were up as many runs as we were, but still, I was watching that, and I was just like, it's a merry-go-round. Like, when Familia's on the hill, there's just always movement on the base paths. But continue. I'm sorry.
I'm not defending Familia or May. They both are still very shaky. The one thing I'll say about May, I actually liked it, and I said it on my stream. I liked that they put him right back out there the next day because they showed confidence in him. They said, yeah, you screwed up. We still believe in you. We're going to put you right back out there. We're going to put you in a similar situation, and we believe that you're going to get the job done. And he pitched into a little bit of trouble. Some of it was bad luck as well, but he got out of it. Definitely didn't look flawless. Still looks very questionable, but I thought that was important for him to go out there and pitch a scoreless inning. And then, Familia, didn't pitch well, but I thought it was a lot of bad luck too. The first 2 hitters he actually was pitching really well, and it was just bad luck. It was well-placed balls.
So I want to get to some of the chat here. Stroman was huge tonight. He pitched well. Great movement. You're right. He did have good stuff today. Dom is not going anywhere, but it's worth noting, I think, with third base getting thin, we have to start considering trade possibilities down the stretch here at third base. Even if it's a smaller move, it's still a position of weakness for us. Catching is important. Put it in the books. Damn right, Rich. Put it in the books. I like that. Tino, MH, what do you got for me? Get ready to replace the DJ jersey with a Dom one. I wouldn't mind the Dom jersey. I only have a P jersey, but I wouldn't mind it. So we talked bullpen. Let's show some love to Frankie. Frankie came up in a key situation, and you see how pro of a hitter he is, taking it the right way, going with the fly ball, sac fly to center. They were talking about on the broadcast how it's very easy for someone who comes up in that spot, first pitch fastball, to try to pull that ball to right field. He just knew exactly what to do with it, get the job done, get that insurance run, and I love it. I love that he's on a team and he hasn't done anything yet. Whenever we can win and Lindor has not done that much, it's encouraging. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's going to come around. He's going to come around.
It's not just him. It's the whole lineup. Like, like this lineup's going to hit a second gear and a third gear and a fourth. We have too much talent. But yeah, let's just find ways to eke out games. My goal right now with the first half of the season, and Lindor did get a big RBI, the sac fly. I want to give him credit for that. And he actually hit that ball very well. But my goal for the first half of the year, like I said last night, just get to the trade deadline. Get to the trade deadline, be right in the thick of it, and go out there and answer pieces to this bullpen and just find ways to win games. But far from a perfect team, there's no doubt about it. But I think you saw some bright spots tonight. I think a lot of Met fans will look at the bullpen. They'll say our team sucks. They'll look at Lindor and they'll say, what did we do? It's only 2 games into the season. And this was a big game. We had to find a way to come back and get a win, and we did it. They definitely made you sweat. And hopefully this bullpen starts to get better. I don't know when Lugo's due back. When does Lugo due? Because we need him.
We need him really bad. We need him really bad. They said June. I wouldn't believe that. And we've talked about this. That was their initial report. They said the same thing as Syndergaard. And that's what I was telling you. These are very Mets injuries where they just start throwing timetables out there and it just extends and extends and extends and they just call it the All-Star break. If I'm the Mets, I probably don't bring Lugo back to the All-Star break anyways. I mean, I would. We need him so bad that I'd rather him for the last 80. I don't even care about the first 80. I've told you that. I'm a believer. I'd rather the Mets be 500 by the break anyways and pick it up afterwards to begin with. Like, I would rather Lugo, especially, I know it wasn't that serious. It was a bone spur in his elbow, but let's not play around with it. If he's not 100%, these guys got to figure it out eventually. We haven't even had Diaz pitch yet. Like, just wait till that happens. Matanzas hasn't come in the game yet either. And today was our first appearance of Familia. Did you see the poll SNY put out today? They were like, who do you trust the most? They put out, and it had to have been a troll poll. I saw them put it up on the broadcast, but who in the bullpen do you trust the most? It was Edwin Diaz, then Castro, and then it was just like a bunch of 2% on like Familia, Matanzas, and whoever else you want to throw in there. Aaron Lube, I think May had like 7%. But it's a trick question. I don't trust any of them right now. I really don't. And I guess that's the exciting part of this team. Like, I'm waiting for one of these guys, and Castro seems like the early favorite, to figure it out. Be our guy. We need someone we can rely on.
Even Castro today. I mean, he looked, he had some good stuff, but he made me worry there. He definitely was losing his control. But you do see the stuff with Castro. It's just a matter of can he hit the location. But you see the 99, you see the movement on his pitches. Hopefully he can put it together. We need 2 or 3 of these guys to surprise and put it together this year. That's the trick this year. And I'll tell you what, another guy that is a big X factor. We talked a lot about last night that Stroman was a big X factor, but right now, man, we need Peterson to kind of duplicate what he did in his rookie year, not just tomorrow, but until this rotation gets healthy. Right now you got obviously Syndergaard out, you got Carrasco out. We need this kid to pitch to a 3.5 ERA. We need him to pitch good for us. And tomorrow's a big start for him, going up against Aaron Nola in this rubber match. I'm curious to see what he could do.
Looking ahead to these upcoming pitching matchups, too, I mean, just with our guys, we still have Walker to make his debut. Again, Peterson's going to pitch. I want to see Lucchesi in action at some point. I don't think we're getting to a 5th guy. I think we're going to go DeGrom again on Saturday. I think we're
because we got the day off after the first game.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like we have some depth in the minor league system that we're not utilizing yet. I mean, I would like to see us convert one of these starters or like wannabe starters into a bullpen guy. Maybe a Yamamoto, maybe Lucchesi if he doesn't pan out, or Lucchesi when we get some pitchers back, a la Cookie. That would be nice to see. Use our strength, because like I wouldn't want Lucchesi to be sent down when Cookie comes back. And someone's going to have to bump. So I wouldn't mind. And that's another lefty. Maybe we convert. Yeah. Lucchesi might be in the bullpen tomorrow or Thursday. They're going to need the help.
Yeah.
Castro went both days, and so did May.
Yeah.
And Familia worked his balls off today. He actually threw like 40 pitches. I said that about May. He was working his ass off today. So, yeah, look, we need Lugo to return. But I think Lucchesi maybe to the bullpen is probably the most immediate potential help out there, but that comes with health. We need to get healthy. Holy crap. Like it's starting to pile up.
We might need to make a trade before the deadline. we might. I mean, this bullpen is thin right now. We definitely need to add another arm to this pen. There's no doubt about it. So that's what I worry about. That's what we worried about before the year started. But we know it's going to be a roller coaster ride. We know it's not going to be smooth sailing. We don't have the perfect team, but we've got a team with some strengths, and we need this lineup, and we need the starting pitching to carry us. And so far, the starting pitching has. I mean, Stroman and DeGrom come out there and they pitch great. I want to ask you about this Phillies team, because obviously we got to worry about them in the divisional race the rest of the year. Haven't gotten a look at anybody else yet. I know the Braves are off to an 0-5 start, which is really, something we didn't see coming. The Braves are always tough. But what do you think about this, Phil? Do you think they're for real? Like, I know they're off to a nice start, but do you think this is going to be sustainable, or do you think they come a little bit back to the pack? Obviously, they got a good lineup.
Well, so with them, it comes down to, and I think most of this division is going to come down to, and this is why we have a nice little advantage with our starters, is this pitching. The Braves are not getting it together, but their offense is clicking. The Nats don't really have the pitching anymore. Scherzer, their ace, got lit up today. They were able to battle back and win that because of their offense. The Mets, thank God we have an offense to keep up with these teams. The Phillies can hit the heck out of the ball. I still think they're a little weak, though. Their outfield, for some reason, I feel like it should be stronger, and it's not. I think their offense could use a little work, but I like their top six a lot. Obviously, they have JT. Like that core from Harper to Hoskins, JT, Didi's a beast. Segura's on point, but it comes down to Nola hasn't fully been the ace of the Phillies yet. He is their ace. He pitches well most of the time, but you could arguably say Wheeler's the better pitcher on their team. On some days, he is. So it's that 1-2 punch. If Nola can get it together, they'll hold it down. But then on the back end there, you got to ask a few guys to step up and your bullpen to continue to do what they've done to start the season, which is a tough ask because that's their biggest weakness. But they have been playing well.
Even their bullpen, though. I mean, even last night, it was sketchy. We were this close from having a comeback in the ninth inning. Their bullpen today was wild as hell.
I mean, I still think they're the third best team. Like, I don't think the Nats are going to be competitive, and I'm not still scared of the Marlins. So I put Philly third. That's where they were last year. I think that's the only thing.
So you think it's a bit of a fluke start? You think it'll be Mets Braves? Battle out.
I think that'll be battling it out, especially after seeing that stat that the Braves started, 0-4 last year to the Phillies and were able to win the division. I was like, okay, that adds some insurance to it. No, I think the Phillies can be a competitive team is what I'm getting at. I don't want to shit all over them. I still think the NL East is just super competitive. And I think when the Phillies stack up against some of our teams, it's competition. But the NL Central is a fucking disaster right now. I know we're 2 games in, and I don't mean to say it like that, but it's bad. The Pirates are like competing with teams, and they shouldn't at all. The Cubs aren't the same. I think Chris Bryant is definitely being traded from that team at some point. Or if I'm the Mets at this point, let the Cubs die out and sign him in the offseason. The Brewers aren't very good. It's just they're falling apart. And it's in the West, the Padres just lost Tatis. They're okay. They're heavy money spent. And then the Dodgers are the Dodgers. And meanwhile, there's still like all these wild card spots to be earned. Like I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if 2 NL East made the wild card.
I expect 2 NL East to make the wild card. I know we have a really tough division, but I expect 2 NL East, and I think it will be the Mets and the Braves in the end. I'm not a huge believer in the Phillies. Their pitching doesn't scare me. I know they're off to a hot start. It means nothing. It's way too early into the year. I know people are going crazy. I think the Mets will get this ship righted. I think this lineup's going to carry us. And I think we'll make the moves necessary at the deadline to put ourselves in playoff contention. But it's going to be a rocky ride. And, there's not going to be a game this year with this team where I'm going to be confident going into the 7th inning if the starting pitcher's coming out. I'm just not. We do not have – and that, to be fair, and I know we're tough on our bullpen. That's most teams. Most teams, they don't – I'm not saying every team, but a lot of teams – They can't confidently be like, yeah, we're going to lock it down in the 7th and 8th inning. So we'll overcome it. We have deficiencies like most teams in Major League Baseball, but it's going to be one game at a time. But it was really big to get this win tonight. As crazy as it sounds, with 160 games still to go, it was really important, I think, for us to bounce back and get this win tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, and we talked about it in the chat, and even last night. It wasn't that it was a must win. Like, by no means was this a must win. It's too early to consider it a must win. But it was important for us, especially with this new regime, to figure it out and get it together today and play our brand of baseball. And that was our brand of baseball today. I mean, we talked about it all offseason. Dom and Pete next to each other, like, that's what it can look like. It really can change things with this offense. And having Lindor setting the table ahead of him, Nimmo, I bought into the Nimmo train for that reason. The dude just gets on base, and he still runs first every time, but he gets on base.
The guy's got 4 walks in 2 games. He got 3 walks today, and you know what? He scored a run, got on base, like you said, sets the table for everybody else. And when you have thumpers like we do, Pete, Dom, Lindor, Conforto, you saw it tonight. If the pitcher lets up a couple of walks, even if you only have 5 hits, you can put up 8 runs, because we have legitimately 4 hitters in this lineup that could hit 35 to 40 home runs. And we're not used to that as Mets fans. So we've definitely got some thumpers in this lineup, and they could erase a lot of mistakes. And that's why I really don't see this lineup going through a lot of cold spells. I really don't. I just feel like all it takes is one bad pitch, and we have 5 guys on this lineup that could take you deep. McNeil isn't even hitting yet. You know, we talked about last night that McNeil was going through bad luck, right? He hit the ball on the screws twice. Tonight, he had that slow roller back to the pitcher in a big spot. He's still going through it. He struggled a bit last year at the beginning as well.
Well, I want to bring this up. Stevie Mack is asking, would he be better in the 2 spot? Something we've talked about on the show plenty. I think it's at the point, because he hasn't gotten going yet. It doesn't hurt to try it. I don't think it hurts to try it at all. But the issue is, Rojas is going to manage this team in the lineup based on analytics, and it's not going to make sense for him, at least most of the time, when there's a lefty out there. That lineup will never happen when there's a lefty out there because of how it is. If there's a righty, there's a chance that maybe they move McNeil to that 2 spot if he still hasn't figured it out yet. But I don't know how they're going to line things up moving forward. This is obviously the lineup to have, but like someone already told me today, trying to say it's snarky, they're like, yeah, well, every lefty lineup is going to have Pilar at the leadoff. I was like, no, it's not. Not if I got anything to say about it. I will freak out. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. I don't, because the deciding factor in that would be Dom Smith. Dom Smith has no problem hitting righties or lefties.
Yeah.
0. And I've seen enough with Nimmo that, dude, if anything, we get the defensive sub in for Nimmo. And like, I'll figure it out.
That's what I thought it was going to be. You know, when we brought in all these defensive center fielders, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Nimmo's our liability. Yes, I know. And of course, we were assuming at that point there might be a DH, and we figured Dom could DH or Pete could DH. Yeah. But I didn't expect Dom to be out of the lineup that often. The guy's too important of a bat, and you saw it tonight. But it is what it is. It's one game. I'm not going to harp over it for him not starting opening day. I was pissed last night, but I was glad that we got him back tonight. But yeah, we'll see, man. I'm just very encouraged that we bounce back tonight. I'd like to win tomorrow. I know it's going to be tough, though.
I'm just looking at something.
Now, you think tomorrow, you know, speaking of, it's a day game after a night game. You think they gave McCann a breather? But we do have the day off in between after opening day.
Well, this chat will love it, because that's our guy, Tomas Nido, the man who looks like me, the man himself. By the way, I was also getting this, chat. You'll love this. I was told that Luis Guillorme kind of looks like the Kelsey brothers, either Travis or Jason. More like Jason, obviously, because of the beard, but really the beard. It's the beard. But we got another lookalike, you know, Luis Guillorme love.
I could see that. I could see that. I could see that. Ray says, I wouldn't mind seeing McNeil batting 9th as a second leadoff hitter. Like Stevie said, McNeil to me is the prototypical 2-hitter. That's what he is. He's a guy that puts the ball in play. He makes productive outs. He's a 2-hitter. That's what he is. And I really feel like that's where he should be in the order. I don't like him in the 7th spot, the 6th spot. I like him at 2. I think that's where he belongs in this order.
I wouldn't mind, though. I got this back on, right? Okay. I wouldn't mind having McNeil play at the 9 when we have our full lineup at full strength. But with JD out, it changes things. McNeil's now going to move up, which I think will definitely help his game out a little bit, because I thought he was a better hitter than JD Davis anyways. I thought he should have been higher than JD to begin with. And So I guess that's one positive at that McNeil will move up in the order. But when we're at full strength, why not? I mean, if we've done it before with our pitchers, especially when Noah's hitting and Noah's in this lineup. I mean, most of the time, DeGrom and Noah could bat 8 if we really wanted to. Let's get crazy. If Rojas is going to do the crazy analytic things, if he's going to start Kevin Pillar at leadoff on opening day, we can move McNeil at 9 and move our pitcher to 8. I'm just saying, I've seen crazier things. I've already seen crazier things with this lineup.
I'd rather have, when they had Nimmo in the 8 spot opening day, I would have much rather had him at 9 because then he's like a double table setter. So sometimes in certain situations, I like batting that pitcher 8, but not tonight. I wouldn't mind McCann in the 8 spot because I feel like he's a little bit of a thumper. The other thing I'm going to say about McCann, man, not just his glove, and I know the stats may not indicate it yet. The guy has a nice swing. The guy looks like a professional hitter up there. I think he was an underrated pickup by the Mets, man. And maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit. I haven't watched the guy play a whole lot because he hasn't been a Met. I mean, he looks like a good catcher to me. He looks like a professional catcher. I think that was a really good signing by the New York Mets.
Something we haven't had in a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. I agree. I love his approach at the plate.
Yeah.
Love his approach at the plate. He looks like a professional hitter, to your point, but like he's a stud at catcher. So it's like I don't even need the hitting, and he's given us some of that first RBI of the season yesterday.
You could just tell he's definitely not an automatic out. Which is what a lot of catchers are. He's confident up there at the plate. He's definitely a difference maker behind the plate. And I like what I've seen on him so far.
Kevin Plawecki, shout out Kevin Plawecki. He's starting. He's pretty much an easy out still. Wilson Ramos had a clutch at bat for the Tigers today. He struck out, so I'm glad he's not on this team anymore. I want to get to a few of these. Yeah, Tana, I want to talk about this. I know you said you kind of look like the baby. I don't see it. I don't see it.
You saw that on Twitter?
Yeah, I don't see it. I
saw it a little bit. When I smiled and put my hands up, I saw just a little bit.
Okay, all right, maybe I see it. Maybe I could see it a little bit. I'm coming around to it. Give me a little bit. Of my initial thought here, no, but we'll work on it. Lagares was the man, guys. I still think of the season, I want to say it was 3 or 4 seasons ago. It was Lagares' best season. It was after the Gold Glove. He had just came off injury the first time, and he hurt his foot in center field. It was like early on in the season, first month or so. It took him out for a while, but at the time he was hitting like 3-something. I mean, he was really getting it together at the plate. And then after that, he just fell off at the plate again. I was rooting for him the whole time. I would have loved Dewan to stay on the Mets, but it just he never figured it out, both on the field and at the plate at the same time. And he just couldn't stay healthy most of the time. That was the big thing with him.
I loved Lagares when he first came up. 9-1-1, as Jim Brewer called him, I remember. He's a great defensive center fielder, but yeah, like you said, never panned out. He just never panned out. Very underwhelming at the plate.
Guys, I want to know, what are your favorite DaBaby songs while we're on the topic? I know you guys are lighting it up. I would love to know your favorite DaBaby songs. I'll tell you mine. I want to see a few first. And I want to see what the vibe is. I want to see what the vibe is with all this DaBaby hype. So Entertainer, I need to get you caught up. So you're a rap guy. So there's DaBaby, Lil Baby. There's a lot of littles. And
wait.
The Entertainer. There's the Entertainer.
Wait. There's a DaBaby and a Lil Baby.
And a Lil Baby.
What about a big Baby?
There's a few big babies in the rap game, but none of them claim the title Big Baby. But there could be a tournament. We can get a versus on this. Chat, start writing these ideas down. We get a versus we can get a Little Baby versus DaBaby versus battle. Winner gets Big Baby. I like that. There's a Big Baby Davis, but that's in basketball.
Glenn Big Baby Davis. Amazing Guy says, do the Mets need a closer or another hitter? I say bullpen. I mean, you look at our lineup, man. Where's the real hole? I mean, when JD Davis is in there, he's a solid stick at third. We don't have an automatic out in this lineup. That to me is the furthest thing that I'm worried about. It's the bullpen. Maybe a starter if some of these guys underperform throughout the year and Syndergaard's not healthy, whatever it may be at the deadline. But to me, it's far and away bullpen help.
It's not even close. But it's like we don't need a closer. We need a bridge the gap guy. We need that's what we need Lugo for. And you want to know what sucks? I feel as if we don't have the luxury of stretching any of the guys out we have right now, like innings wise. I feel like May would have been the closest we had to this. But like if Castro's going out for 2 innings, like or more than an inning, I'm terrified. Like, that's not going to go well. Loop, no chance. Familia, hell no. Like, literally, no. May would probably be the only guy in the bullpen we have a chance at getting more than an inning out of at this given point in time. And even then, I don't think he'd get there.
Loop's like one of those guys, I feel, and I've only watched him throw one so far, and it was a bad sample size. But I feel like Loop is one of those guys that before these new rules might have been effective. You know, kind of like Blevins was, where he could come in and face one batter. You bring him in for one lefty. But Loop is not going to be a guy that I'm going to feel confident with throwing for a full inning. I could already tell. So I definitely have my questions with Loop.
So I'm going to bring this up, Jason. I found it in the comments there. I knew there were good questions in here. How many innings do I think Peterson will go tomorrow? Well, for our bullpen's sake, I hope at least 6. At least 6. I doubt he's on a pitch count. I could see 6. He's a lefty. He could probably get around on some of these lefties pretty well in the Phillies lineup. You got, I think, Didi, Bryce. Some of the
I don't see more than 6 because there's clearly a pitch count on these guys. It doesn't look like they want him to exceed like 85 pitches. So I'm hoping he gives us 6. That's what you hope for. You hope he does what the last 2 guys did. Give us 6, give up a run or 2, keep us in the game, and our offense is going to have to carry us because the bullpen's going to give up at least a run or 2. So our offense will have to carry us and win the game again tomorrow. But if you could give me 6 innings, 2 earned runs, I'll sign up for that right now for Peterson.
I actually would be in favor since you're saying the offense should win this. Here's my bold take. It's not even bold take. I would just love to see Jonathan VR in the lineup tomorrow. Like I wouldn't mind. Let me think. Because I can't remember if Peterson's a fly ball pitcher or not. But I wouldn't mind maybe VR at second and then you move Jeff to third. Or even because I actually think in general I'd probably rather that, but I don't know. I don't know where this team's at with Jeff McNeil. Because I feel like he would be a better replacement to play third base. A part of me thinks that. If this was last year's team, that might be the case. Chad, let me know what you're thinking because I have no idea. This is a tough call because I think we could do either. But like if VR is in, I don't want him at third. I think I'd rather him at second. No?
It's a good point. I could see them shifting McNeil over to third. That's part of the value of McNeil. Like I could literally play every spot on the diamond. So maybe they look to do that. I don't think it'll be. I mean, we got to wait and see how long JD Davis is going to be out. But I could see them, kind of platooning over on the hot corner.
And mate, you think I have moss? Thanks, man. I've been growing it. I've been trying to grow it out as much as possible. You should have seen the quarantine hair. It was wild. He's better at defense, at third base and second. Yeah, those are my thoughts exactly. And VR is not very good at defense. And obviously the hot corner would not be a good spot for someone who's not good at defense. Oh, William O'Sullivan doesn't like McNeil at third. Well, now you see the issue. Now you see my issue. That's went on in my head there. I'm thinking that out loud with you guys. It is a brain pretzel because our next utility guy in the infield would be VR. So it's like, how do we get VR on the field? Good question. And it then takes one of our best bench bats off. That doesn't mean we should bench Dom, though. That still doesn't mean we should bring Dom to the bench.
I really wish we still had the DH, man. I really wish we still had the freaking DH.
They said one more season. More season. Danny, I do play fantasy baseball. I play season long. I do some daily stuff. I actually work with a company called FTN, Fade the Noise Network. You can check it out on my Twitter if you want to. If you do daily, they have great content for that. Even not, I do season long. So if you have any fantasy questions, fire away. If you wanted to know who I had going today, I had Sandy Alcantara as a pitcher, Garrett Cole, and Tyler Glass. Now all of them pitched pretty damn well today. So I had a good day in fantasy baseball. Leave Dom in the lineup. Red Tesla, he's our baby.
Don't touch him.
Nothing wrong.
Don't touch him.
Leave him there.
And Rafael, I am not tomorrow. I'm not streaming the game. It's a midday game. It's 4:00. I'm streaming the Knicks game at like 7, so I'm not streaming the Met game.
Who's on the hill tomorrow, Chris Dobbs? Not you. You should be on a basketball court somewhere. You should be helping the Mavs hopefully make the playoffs.
Peterson for the Mets is on the mound.
Thoughts on Alonso's defense? We talked about it a little earlier, but yeah, I really liked Alonso's defense today. He's been getting better at it. He got a bad rap, and I saw it earlier in the chat, but we've talked about it here plenty. He was under a lot of unnecessary pressure last year. I felt like he had no time to recover off a historic season. That's just a lot. That's a lot to take on, dude. He's literally the all-time rookie home run king won the home run derby.
That was the play of the game today. That's what that was literally the play of the game today was Alonso's glove. I think that might have been the game-saving play because you don't know what transpires on that inning if he doesn't make that dive and catch.
They're blowing this up. I got to talk about it. Todd Frazier is a free agent, I think. Do the Mets sign the Todd father again? I don't know. I mean, they could. I hope not. There's got to be. Let me take a quick look. There's got to be a better replacement.
Todd Frazier. I mean, Todd Frazier's a great chemistry guy. I get it. Why people like him, whatever. But Frazier's 35. Nah, no. We don't even know how long JD Davis is going to be hurt. If this is a week, 2 weeks.
Okay, ready? Now here we go. This will get the real Met fans going. Let's bring up Mauricio. Let's bring up the young guy. Why not? Utility short, third. I mean, he can play short and third. I mean, it's not the most far-fetched thing out there. We can't bring up Beatty yet. He would be the future third baseman, so that's not an option. Why not? Bring up Ronnie.
I don't mind that.
I know the vet presence things, MH. I get the whole vet presence thing, but I don't think we need the vet presence of Todd Frazier. I'd rather give the young guy a chance, honestly. Why not?
I see somebody in the chat. I see Rocco saying, can't wait for the Subway Series. How do you think we stack up with the Yankees?
Well, in terms of power, I think we match up pretty well. Let's put it this way. I can't wait to see the DeGrom-Cole matchup. I hope, because I know we only play. Are we going to get the full series this year?
I think.
Because we normally do 2-2. So
let me
look that up.
Let me take a quick look.
They changed it. They changed it a few times from a home away 3 or 4 game series to they do a 2 at home thing. They do.
I remember when they did that.
Yeah. So I don't know how many games we get with them.
Let me take a quick look at that.
The Subway Series is going to be good. I like this guy. Yeah, Tim Tebow, Mets legend. Yes, he had a good run. Hate to see him go. Rocco. Yep. Here we go.
What an embarrassment! What an embarrassment that was. When we made Tim Tebow our when we made Tim Tebow a New York Met. Let me see. We don't play the Yankees until we might have to go to that game. We don't play the Yankees until July. That's in the Bronx, and it's a 3-game set.
What day do they play? My birthday's at the end of July. Oh, so Dom Smith does not play third, McLovin. He does not play third.
July 2nd through the 4th, we play the Yanks.
They want to bring in America with New York baseball.
And then maybe I missed it unless they play. Oh, they play. Wow. Could be a huge series late in the year. September 10th through the 12th, they play at Citi Field.
That could be a good one. Wow.
That could be a huge series late in the year.
I trust DeGrom at third more than McNeil. I'm sorry. That was a wild one. He honestly could probably flash the hot corner pretty well. Continue.
So you get the 9/11, I'm sure that the 9/11 Memorial game at Citi Field, and then you get the July 4th game at Yankee Stadium. So
that's going to be incredible.
That's pretty cool this year. So
I'm wondering if they did that on purpose. Obviously not for the reasons of those dates. But I'm thinking of with COVID. I always think with these plannings of the scheduling, I think a lot of it has to do with travel with COVID. So I think maybe I want to see the Mets final schedule. I'm sure it doesn't involve a lot of traveling. I'm sure most of these teams are going to probably play close range divisional games during those final months because the last thing the MLB wants is COVID probably towards playoff time. I mean, that's any league. Let's see. When will Mage make his debut on a post game? That's a great question. Mage is hiding. He's in hiding. He's like the groundhog. He doesn't like to come out very often. If he sees his shadow, if the groundhog sees his shadow, is it more is it more winter? Is it more winter?
I don't remember. Actually, the funny thing that you mentioned, I just watched that movie 3 days ago, but I forgot. I think when he comes out, it means more winter. I'm pretty sure.
You want to know what's like Groundhog Day? This Mets bullpen every day. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's Groundhog Day over and over.
That is a perfect comparison. I feel like I'm Bill Murray every time I watch a Mets game.
Rocco, how do I feel about the Mets bullpen? I don't. There's not enough words in the dictionary to classify the Mets bullpen right now. It needs help. That's how I'm going to talk about the Mets bullpen. It needs help. It needs Seth Lugo. We need Seth Lugo. I need Seth Lugo. I want to give him a hug and tell him. We still don't treat him right. Never forget, and this is why I'm looking for that expendable guy, because Gesellman did it for a while. But Lugo, I've never seen a guy do what Lugo did a few years ago. He was starting, pitching gems. going 2+ innings in the bullpen, closing out games, getting like holds. It's like insane. It was just from a pitching standpoint, he was doing everything and flying under the radar. Lugo over that time span was like one of the sharpest pitchers I had seen in a while. I mean, the dude could do anything you ask him. And you've seen with this bullpen how difficult it is for people to get one out. He's going extensive innings. So
it makes me miss the days of Turk Wendell and Seth Lugo. We need Lugo back, and I hopefully we got to stay afloat. And I think we will. I really do. And you think we win tomorrow or no? You think we win tomorrow or no? It's a rubber match. You think we get it or no? It's a tough game.
I think we can. I think we can. I'd feel more confident if I definitely know what the lineup's going to look like, honestly, because obviously, to me, I think that factors in a lot.
Well, the one thing I want to say about tonight, they didn't have all their guys in there.
Exactly. Hoskins will definitely be playing for
and McCutchen didn't play.
Yeah, so those guys will be going, and they were going for a while. They played four straight games, so they were due for rest. And that's what I'm thinking. Are we going to go with rest? I think we're well rested enough. We should be playing all our guys.
If I'm the Mets, I know rest tomorrow because we get the day off after our opening day at Citi Field. Mm-hmm. So I let them go the first 4 games. You get that day off, and then you come back with DeGrom second game at Citi Field.
I think we win tomorrow. I think you're right, though. We got to get to Nola. It's got to be like a 5-3, 4-3 kind of win. Like, it's going to be gritty. I think we're going to need to get a lot out of Diaz. I think if we win, Diaz is going to have to probably finish off the 8th and close out the 9th type of thing.
Do you think he gives you like an inning and a third?
Because I was thinking as we were ranting like before about like how I really don't see anyone other than May going more than an inning. Diaz is probably the only one. He actually, like, if I'm looking, and I still have my gripes with Diaz, but he's probably the only guy realistically who could even smell that. And he did it for us a few times last year. He probably has to do that.
I still think Diaz is when you watch Diaz pitch, he's really good. It's just that he makes that one mistake, and it just so happens every time he makes the mistake, they make him pay. But as crazy as it may sound, I actually have some faith in Diaz. I don't have faith in many of the other guys in this bullpen, but that's the one thing that I guess is a positive. Like you said, tomorrow, guys haven't pitched yet. Maybe he could give you close to 2 innings if you need him. The other thing I wanted to point out, and I said it in my stream today, I thought Girardi did a horrible job. I forgot who the pitcher was on the mound. He threw 40 pitches. He was the guy that was walking everybody.
Yes, Velasquez.
Yes. After he walks the second batter, and this is the second inning of work for him, how do you not have somebody starting to warm up in the bullpen? And they have nobody warming up. Then he pitches to the next batter. He walks the next batter. They go out for a mound visit, and they still have nobody warming up. So I thought the Mets definitely benefited there. I thought Girardi did a horrible job. It wasn't like it was his first inning. It was his second inning of work.
He walked 4. Struck out 4, gave up 4, and just across the board, I was looking at it, 40 pitches.
Like, how did you not have somebody warming up in that spot once you walked the second batter? How did you?
We were loving it, and that was the thing. That was the inning we had the sac fly, and we really didn't piece together any hits, and that's what you were talking about. It was just that, we didn't exactly light it up besides those home runs, and that's what I love about this offense right now. I still feel like it's untapped. Yeah. I still feel like it's untapped. Like, we did it with power, and Conforto's kind of hitting well, but again, the contact hitters that I expected to really get this thing going in Lindor and McNeil haven't got going yet. And that's going to be our bread and butter. I think that's going to be more of our bread and butter than Pete and Dom going yard every game. I think Dom will probably be more contact than power most of the time too, but he's on another planet. I'm telling you, when Barry Bonds is agreeing with you that the comparison's legit, you're in good company. You're in really good shape. I want to get to some of these comments. Yeah, Velasquez for sure. EJ, good night. I don't even know if you're still here. 40 pitches is a ridiculous amount. While we're on the topic, how many did Familia throw? 23. All of our relief pitchers threw 20 plus.
Let me take a quick look there at the pitch counts there. Yeah, man, Stroman, man. I love what he did tonight, man. I'm looking at his box score. Castro, man, yeah, he was sketchy for sure. Give up 3 hits, 27 pitches after pitching yesterday.
He gets hit hard, too. He throws hard, but he gets hit really hard.
Look at the ERA of May already. 13.5, Familia at 9. Familia had bad luck, though. I'm going to give Familia a little bit of a pass tonight. He had really bad luck. Both those hits that was bad luck, man. Like the first hit was literally a chopper. And then the second one, he actually made a great pitch, and the guy got a lucky hit. So I know we all hate Familia, and I know he's probably not going to be good. I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass tonight, but still the bullpen was not great.
Jeremy, let's go Mets. That's for shit sure. LFGM, fellas. I mean, a great first win today. I wanted to get that off my chest again. It feels good. It feels good against the Phillies on the road. We take them any way we can. The thing with Familia is his location. Whenever I catch a game, and I know those blue pits were chalky, but he gets rattled, just scares me. Okay? He frightens me, Tanner. Terrifies me. I want to trust him. I've heard nothing but good things from everyone about him. I want to like Familia. He just makes it very hard. Okay, he makes it very difficult.
Well, the thing with Familia is when he's on, like when that splitter's on, he's nearly unhittable. But when he's off and that splitter's 3 inches higher, he gets crushed and he can't find the plate. So yeah, I mean, hopefully Familia can give us a good year, but I'm not banking on it. Let's put it that way.
You want to know about the Cole start? I see you lighting it up. I know he went off 13 Ks. I'm trying to pull up his numbers here. 7 innings, 4 hits, no walks, 13 Ks. I mean, pretty perfect game, 97 pitches. Listen, I took him in the first round of my fantasy baseball league, so I know how good he is. He's not better than DeGrom, but I know how good Cole
Garrett Cole's great.
The problem is you always got to pick nowadays. It's who's better. They're both extremely good, but DeGrom's better.
I'm sorry. I know there's probably Yankee fans in here. Garrett Cole's great. Okay. He's a top 3 or 4 pitcher in the league. He's not Jacob DeGrom.
No.
He's not, and nobody is. So that's not a slight on Garrett Cole. Jacob DeGrom has been as good as anybody in my lifetime over the last 4 years, outside of maybe somebody taking steroids. So he's just not Jacob DeGrom.
Also, that was against the Orioles, Entertainer. I just want to put that on the record. It was against the Orioles. The Orioles are back. No one's going to tell you the Orioles are back more than me, but it was against the Orioles. So let's also put that.
Do you really think the Orioles are back?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, you know what the most ironic thing is? I was looking at that graphic the other day when they were showing the best opening day records in the history of baseball. The Mets obviously were at the top. The Orioles were second.
The Mariners then too, right?
And I think the Mariners were third. Like it's like 3 not, you would think it'd be like the Cardinals, the Yankees, the Dodgers. It was the Orioles, the Mets, and the Mariners, I think.
I do say the Orioles are back though, because I do support them. Obviously, I have a Trey Mancini bobblehead here. You didn't know it was Trey Mancini. That wasn't the obvious part, but it's Orioles stuff. I got a few Orioles things here. I root for them. They're lovable losers. I can sympathize for the Orioles. They were good at one time. And the thing with Trey Mancini, I think that's a great story, man. One, it was pretty severe. It was pretty real deal. And yeah, stage 3.
Wow.
Stage 3 colon cancer, and he came back. So crazy stuff there. They need Buck Showalter back? No, they don't. They don't need Buck Showalter back. They just need more talent. They said there was a lag.
Oh, there was a lag? Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, what's up with the movie channel? Oh, you want to do a movie channel?
No, I started one briefly with my brother, which I want to get back to. But I've just been super busy with sports on my channel. He got married. He was super busy. That's a project that we will get back to, and it's something that I do want to do once things start to settle and everything else. But I'm super busy on everything else I'm doing, trying to get this Mets channel off the ground. But no, I definitely want to get back to that movie channel. Maybe have it a little bit more organized. It was something we started during the pandemic. But yeah, I plan on doing something with Greg in the future.
Yeah. So hold on real quick. We did get a few stuff here. Yeah. Good for Trey. I agree with that, Ray. Yeah. Good for Trey. Oh yeah. Matt Harvey pitched well for Baltimore the other day. Yeah. And good for Matt Harvey. Like, I like those stories, especially in a game like baseball. It is, and it's like that life analogy, 1 out of 3, you're a Hall of Fame hitter. Like, I love that analogy. It's great. It plays for anything. It's because it shows that you can be imperfect and still be, a stand-up person, and whatever it is, you can still stand out by still going 1 for 3. And it's exactly that. Baseball is a game of strikeouts and striking out and looking at yourself and figuring out how to get better. And it rolls into real life stuff. I mean, baseball is just, this isn't even the craziest one. John Lester's story is nuts. I mean, John Lester was probably one of the first guys I think that I remember was able to do it, and he was performing at an even crazier level. And
Cy Young level. I mean, he was really good.
So like all these stories, I mean, I just love it. Like
Yeah.
I love these types of things because it's not easy to do. Beating the disease is one thing, but to come back and play at a professional level, at a high level, completely different. Like the James Conner story, and I shit on James Conner more than anyone. Another insane story. The fact that he was able to come back in college, do what he did, get drafted by his hometown team, and perform at any level, let alone the level he was performing at, is crazy. Do a wedding movie countdown when possible. That could be a good one.
Best wedding movie, it's got to be Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, I think so. Or Wedding Singer's got to be close.
Wedding Singer's got John Lovitz is hysterical in that movie.
Hilarious.
That's a good one.
I watched that recently, actually, like a week or two ago. It was on TV.
Julia Gulia?
Yeah, what's Ben Stiller's wife's name? She's in that. I can know Christine Taylor. Christine Taylor. Yeah, that's my girl. Christine Taylor.
She's hot in that. She's hot in that.
Yeah, and in Dodgeball.
Yeah, Dodgeball. But you got to go. Best wedding movies got to be Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers.
Got to be
Wedding Crashers for sure. Yeah, baseball is the only game where you fail more than you succeed. Yeah, it really is a game of up and downs. Imagine in like football or even at like in basketball. Imagine you made 1 of 3 free throws. That's what I did in high school. It's not good.
I was going to say, unless you're like Shaquille O'Neal, because he couldn't hit free throws. He failed more than he succeeded there. But yes,
he succeeded in a lot of other ways.
He did succeed in a lot of other ways. But overall, yeah. If you succeed 3 out of 10 times, you're a Hall of Famer. So yes, you're absolutely right. And it's a game of patience, and not everybody.
This is a good question for you. Does Hangover count as a wedding movie? I think it should. I actually think it should because it is about a wedding.
It has to.
Yeah.
It has to. And so does Bridesmaids, by the way.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even take them into consideration.
But the thing with Bridesmaids, and it was a pretty funny movie, but it was a complete ripoff of The Hangover. I mean, let's be real. And maybe there's some females in here I may offend. I'm not trying to. It's getting out of hand right now with Hollywood. Like you get all these movies now, and I'm all for women getting parts and whatever, but they're just taking man movies and putting women in them.
Ghostbusters.
Not okay. Ghostbusters is a perfect example, and that's another one where it's like this is Wedding Crashers, but now you're just putting Melissa McCarthy in it. It's the same movie. Wig.
It's like, come on, they're great actors or great actresses, but no, I agree. Ghostbusters was my last straw, so that's why I had that. As soon as you started talking, I was like, I have this one ready. Ghostbusters. Mike, I appreciate you're a Rays fan. I bet on the Rays today, and based on the chat, I heard JD walked it off. That hurts. I had them in a parlay. I haven't looked at my phone. We'll find out. Hopefully the Rays bounce back. I love Glass now. I think the Rays are still here. I think the Rays are still going to give the Yankees fits. A lot of people thought they wouldn't be. Tommy, do I think Jason Dominguez will be the next big thing? I don't know about the next big thing, but I mean, he's already a pretty gigantic thing. We're in the car business, or not in the business, but in the world. And his stuff, the way it gets priced and moved around, he is the big thing. Right.
And by the way, guys, and I don't know if anybody is into the hobby or not, and we're not doing it yet as the channel grows, but that is something that we're gonna do because that's a hobby that both me and Tino share. We're both big sports card collectors, so we're gonna do fun things on the channel, as it grows and things like that. Talk about sports cards, baseball players we're investing in, whatever. But that's another element that we will add to the channel. Something fun. I want this channel to be fun. I want to grow the community and stuff like that. But that's something we're definitely gonna add to the channel as well.
I have a bunch of Mets cards and Mets things to give away at some point. I'll have to find a reason why to give it away, but if you guys have any ideas, you let me know.
I have an idea. The next time Familia has a 1, 2, 3 inning.
That's a good one.
You'll never give it away.
Yeah, no, he's never going to have a 1, 2, 3 inning. The next time Familia records a save. How about that? The day Familia records a save, I'll give something away for sure. It's going to take a while. But I'll give something nice away. That's going to be hard earned. I'll give something nice away. I promise. Ocean's 11 is not a wedding movie. That does not count. That's definitely like a gambling movie, and that's it. I mean, Oceans in general, great movie. I actually love Ocean's 12 when they go to Italy. Hilarious scene when they're talking about talking in code. I forget what they're actually. I think they're speaking Pig Latin. Hilarious movie. A player having a 2-home run game. All right, but it can't be someone big. Maybe Lindor. We can do Lindor. Lindor is big, but he's not like the guy you would have as the heavy favorite for a 2-home run game.
How about anybody that has a 2-home run game that's not Dom or Pete.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. Who Neuenhuis or Neuenhuis had a 3 home run game for us, right? It's possible.
Remember Neuenhuis and Duda in the same year.
Yes.
Had a 3 home run game.
Rounders is a great poker movie. I love that people are finding this. This may become the movie, the movie channel. I love this stuff, guys. I love talking about movies. I mean, did you watch? By the way, I can't believe I thought you were talking about cue ball, and I ended up watching a whole documentary. The whole time I'm watching it, I was like, Tana's gonna love this. Like, I was like, I can't wait to talk about this. He definitely loves this documentary too.
I have not watched it yet.
You have to. You'll watch it at some point.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely watch it.
I felt, and it was on air too. I'm like, geez, I thought we would have saw the same movie. Was it a 4 home run game?
I thought it was a 3. Was it a 4?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe Duda's was a 3. I don't know.
I thought it was a 3, but maybe it was a 4. But guys, yeah, I think it is an hour, and
yeah,
we're gonna wrap this up. But I don't know what your schedule's like. So
tomorrow's a disaster, so we probably won't be able to stream tomorrow. The home opener, though, let's get something going.
Okay.
The home opener.
We got 3 day games in that Marlins series. They're all 1 o'clock games. So I don't know if you want to do pre games, post games, whatever. But we'll figure it out. But we'll definitely have coverage for the 3 Marlins, or as many as we can. And I'm going to try to stream actually all 3 because I know I'm not going to be able to do a ton of Mets games. Maybe not all 3. Maybe I'll do 2. Maybe I'll take a day off because maybe there'll be a Nick game or something one of those days. But yeah, we'll definitely have more post game or pre games up on the channel. We're going to continue to try to grow it, series recaps, things like that. Anybody that may have just popped in, hopefully you guys subscribe. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Trying to get this channel off the ground, and you guys have been great the first 2 Met games. And Tino, man, big win tonight. Big friggin' win tonight.
Huge win. I love the idea of a pregame, guys. We'll get a cup of coffee with you guys. We'll drink some Dunkin'. It's what America runs on. I might go Starbucks. We'll see. But I like the idea of a pregame for at least one of those 1 o'clock games. We'll see how the schedule lines up. But sub to the channel. Turn on the notification. So this way, whenever we figure it out, we can't communicate to all of you. You'll get the notification when I set up the next video. So that's the best way to do it. I appreciate all of you coming out and celebrating this win with us. Again, the World Series stream is going to be nuts. Just be a part of it. This is day 1, win 1, day 2.
When we go to the World Series, we're literally going to have nonstop coverage this year.
Oh yeah,
we will be streaming 3 hours pregame, then the game, then 3 hours postgame.
And you know something? We can talk about the wedding ringer, the singer, hangover, whatever you guys want those days, because that night when we win it, it's going to be exactly those movies in one. It's what it's going to be. And
I'll tell you what, we're going to have a get together for one of those World Series games. We'll go to a bar, 100%. Whatever. We're going to do something like that. Mets going to the World Series this year. Get your popcorn ready.
Lock it in. Guys, this is fun. Good night. Be safe. We will talk to you later this week. Sub, turn the notifications on, like, thumbs up. Peace out.